Achieving this goal will not only benefit the IU School of Medicine, but also the broader campus as we take greater advantage of teaching and research opportunities that connect science and other programs on the campus to the School of Medicine. Moreover, the state will benefit through the direct and indirect effects of increased research funding and the resulting greater numbers of new business startups. The realigned Indianapolis campus will be even more deeply committed to helping to improve the quality of life in our capital city. It will enhance our efforts to contribute to Central Indiana's economic growth in the STEM fields and beyond. And it will help attract existing businesses and industries to Indianapolis that value the presence of a world-class urban university. This new vision has already earned the endorsement of a broad cross-section of the city and state's business, political, and community leaders, including Governor Holcomb, Mayor Hogsett, who's with us today, and of course our hosts here at the Chamber. And we deeply appreciate the support. So what can you expect to see from IU Indianapolis in the coming decades? You can expect to see an acceleration of innovative degrees and solutions that prepare all students for rewarding careers and fulfilling lives. You can expect to see an expansion of IU's Luddy School of Informatics, Computing, and Engineering with new programs in computer science. You'll see an increased culture of innovation and entrepreneurship that integrates the campus ever more closely with this vibrant city. You'll see a thriving research enterprise that drives economic growth and attracts top faculty and students. You'll see a public medical school ranked in the top 10 in NIH funding, collaborating across a campus that leads the way in improving Hoosier health. And you will see a continued and expanded partnership with our friends and colleagues at Purdue University through the establishment of a joint Biosciences Engineering Institute, as well as other initiatives. What will ultimately emerge from the vision I have described today will be a world-class urban university, a higher education powerhouse, one that will be an exemplar for the nation and one that will meet the needs of our students, faculty, and the city of Indianapolis for many years to come. This great city deserves nothing less than that. Thank you very much. And now it is with sincere pleasure that I invite to the podium my colleague, my partner in crime. It's truly been a pleasure working with you in recent months to bring this to fruition. President Mitch Daniels.
Thank you, President Whitten. Greetings to the IU trustees, all of them, apparently. We brought about half our board. I'm tempted to say that's about the ratio it takes to make a fair contest, but that would be impolite, so I won't say anything of the kind. What I do have to say, and I'm sure we'll repeat more than once, is thanks to President Pam Whitten. Without her, we're not here today. This is an idea that many of us have favored in one form or another. It's a set of opportunities, problems, but more so opportunities for Indianapolis and the state that many people have brought to our attention, that was apparent to us, but it was not until her arrival that we were able to get this process seriously started. Thank you for your open-mindedness and the creativity and the innovativeness you have shown since you and I got this conversation going a little over a year ago. You're the reason we're here, and thank you for making it possible. I can't do a better job than Pam just did of describing what it is we have in mind. I'm going to add just a little bit, I hope, of context and a little bit of embellishment on the Purdue specific side. It's been clear for a long time, it was certainly clear to me in my last job, that for all its wonderful assets, our capital city and really the state economy that it supports were missing at least one key element, and that is what one could call a first-rate infrastructure, intellectual, academic, and scientific, of the kind necessary to support a great community and great enterprises in an information-based high-tech economy. The IUPUI we have known was well conceived and has done a spectacular job of adding to the number of college graduates across a variety of disciplines now for over 50 years. But the people who, the legislators and others who gave birth to that idea were very, very wise in two respects, related respects. One, they didn't try to dictate, let alone dictate for all time, what the institution should look like and what mission it should accept. They commissioned the two universities to do that. And in so doing, they left explicitly open the opportunity, really the responsibility, to modify that mission over time as circumstances changed. And circumstances have changed. And so now I hope that we're at the dawn of what can be the second great half a century for this institution, redesigned, reconfigured to the needs of today's information economy and the great companies that have grown up here that we hope can take advantage of that. Many of us at Purdue for years have felt that we would like to have a bigger, more visible, and I hope more impactful presence here in Indianapolis. The current structure did not permit us to do that. But Pam and her board colleagues have now opened the door for us to do what we think is our responsibility. Given the strengths, the specific assignment from our birth 150 years ago at Purdue University, to bring to the state, to specialize, to complement the great university that IU already was as the land-grant school, in the nomenclature of the day, agriculture and the mechanic arts. That's still our mission. It's just the mechanic arts have changed in a big way. And so we have really not been living up to our responsibility if we are not providing to Indianapolis that high-tech, that engineering, computer science, and related applied disciplines, both the teaching and the research that we're known for doing, certainly in West Lafayette and elsewhere in the state. I want to stress that the new Purdue in Indianapolis, we haven't chosen a name yet, but it'll be something like that. But our presence here, I want to stress, will not be a separate regional campus. It will not have a status in any way different than our flagship in West Lafayette. The departments that we will somewhat reshape here will be part and parcel of what is now one of the top-ranked STEM universities in the world. And the faculty and the students who are studying there and researching and teaching there will be full partners in the Purdue that we have become, and the Purdue that we imagine being in a steadily, I hope, improving way in future decades. In my imagination, within a very short time, we will be offering to students on the Purdue campus who come from all over the world with extraordinary abilities the opportunity to study perhaps not 4 years in Indianapolis, but maybe 1 or 2. And very essential to that, and we've talked to every business group in this room in great detail about this, I imagine a work experience, an internship experience, a relationship growing up between these tremendous talents and Indiana businesses. We know here or elsewhere that the single best predictor of a life's home for a person in America is where they take their first job. And if we can create the conditions whereby 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, who knows, of the kind of talents that come to Purdue University these days, take their first job in Indiana, what a brain gain opportunity that will represent. And we just feel it's our job to make that possible. New opportunities for our students, new opportunities for many of our faculty, new opportunities for the participants, just to make one further announcement, in our new Purdue Applied Research Institute, which we started just over a year ago. It's off to a rocket sled start in winning research contracts. We believe we should open a branch of that in Indianapolis, close to the what is now the IUPUI campus, and offer opportunities to talented researchers who may or may not teach, but who will be bringing research dollars and the opportunities that brings to students to this location. So I just want to go back where I started and thank President Witten, thank the leadership at IU and its board for their openness to make this breakthrough and to work with us to maximize, to synergize the tremendous resources and potential of each university to create something that half a century from now people will look back and say that was an inspiration just the way we do the founding of IUPUI in the first place. So thank you all very, very much for this opportunity. We just can't wait to get started. I want to invite our board chair, Mike Berghoff, to come and affirm that we really mean business about this.
You know, ever since I've been board chair, I've been a bit conditioned to pause after Mitch speaks and prior to I speak, because usually everybody leaves the room. I need to give them time to get out the door. I too want to thank Pamela for making this day possible. We had a little test run of this in Fort Wayne when we converted Purdue, or IPFW, sorry. Fort Wayne, working with your board chair then, Mike Miro. We managed to get that accomplished, and we knew it was possible. But we were still eager to do something here in Indianapolis, and it just wasn't the right time until Pamela and the board decided it was, and here we are today at the beginning of an opportunity to make a big change here. And what you may not understand is a realignment like this gives each of our universities incentives to invest that you don't really have when you're a combined unit where there's some commingling of students and you don't really know who the beneficiaries are. Well, now we do. And so what this will end up doing is enhancing the experience for the students. We wanted to enhance this experience for the faculty and enhance the experience for the staff, for this city, and for this state. So when we have prospective companies, Fortune 500 companies, come to look at Indianapolis or the state of Indiana, somebody who's driving them around is going to show them where Purdue University is located in Indianapolis and Indiana University is located in Indianapolis versus IUPUI, which I'm not saying anything about that except the name recognition, the brand recognition returns dividends that are tough to extract under this current arrangement. Now we're going to close on those folks. They're going to hire our students. They're going to live here for a long time, and this will be reviewed as one of the best decisions our two universities have ever made. My last point is this grouping of our two universities together is symbolic of some of the reasons why we need to do more of this. This is the first time I've ever been around a crowd with this many IU trustees, and that's not right. It's not right. We should do this more often behind closed doors. No, thank you all for coming. Thank you for the role you played in making this happen, and I think I'm turning it over to my friend and co-peer, Quinn Buckner. You probably don't know Quinn.
Thank you. I had all of those prepared notes. This is I don't know. I was telling Mike, when you talk about Purdue and Indiana, you can get caught up in that athletic side of it. This is what a team looks like when you're looking at what IU and Purdue have pulled together here, understanding that the greater good for all of us is when we work together. This is one of the real strengths, I think, in the state of Indiana. I am strictly off script now, just in case you don't know. Everybody knows, This is I think of this, and all of you know who it is. My friend Jim Morris, who worked tirelessly for IUPUI, but he was also he was trying to figure out a way to pull all of it together. And one of the things Jim has always talked with me about that I just try to live my life with, and my colleagues have pulled me along with this, is always see your opportunity in its biggest sense. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot be happier to have had our president, Pam Witten, and Mitch Daniels pull this together. We've got a chance to do something that I'm not sure how many of us will be here in 50 years, but at any rate, it's going to be really special to take your respective skill sets and pull them together is like having a team and everybody knowing their role. Now you got clarity. Now you can really get some things done. The state of Indiana will benefit greatly for this. My colleagues and I had talked tirelessly about how, as we moved forward here with Pam as our leader, how we could try to do something better for the state of Indiana. Well, we're on the precipice of that, I can tell you that. I mean, because I get teased periodically that Indiana's done well in basketball and Purdue sent people to the moon. Okay. All right. I don't know how to make that some kind of metaphor, but I want to figure out how to pull that all together. But I would like to, on behalf of the Indiana Board of Trustees, thank obviously our president. Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Daniels, who I think is just a huge star. I'm sorry, I just do. I've always thought that about you. Mike, you and your team, thank you so much for this opportunity. We look forward to being on the team and going on and figuring out how to win a championship for the people in the state of Indiana, for the people in the United States, and for the world. We got a hell of an opportunity. Let's take advantage of it.
I get the opportunity to introduce my successor. I thought it was very important that you hear at least a word from him. Those of you who haven't had a chance to meet him or to study his biography are destined to be enormously impressed. He's going to be a spectacular leader for Purdue University. He represents the finest qualities of the Purdue we have tried to build. And I can't wait to see where he's going to take the institution. If I keep rolling on my admiration for Mung, I'll prolong the afternoon too much. I'm going to let you discover those things over the next months and years, but just to say a word about the continuity that you can count on from Purdue University in this brand new endeavor, please welcome President-elect Mung Chiang.
Well, I don't know, about 50 years or so. I'm already aging a lot, even before I start the job. But thank you, Mr. President. And today's announcement by President Daniels, President Whitten, marks a new chapter in our state. It creates exciting urban opportunities for students and faculty at Purdue, including in engineering, polytechnic, computer science, and the researchers and innovators in the Purdue Applied Research Institute. It boosts the momentum of our collaboration with IU and its School of Medicine to enhance health for all Hoosiers. And together with our friends and partners, we look forward to advancing the tech economy of our capital city right here in Indianapolis. Thank you very much. And a delight to welcome back on the podium President Whitten. Thank you very much.
Well, just very quickly, we just have one more brief speaker, but it's my pleasure to invite to the podium Andy Klein. Andy's the interim chancellor at IUPUI. You might know Andy for the service that he did as the dean of the McKinney School of Law for a number of years as well. So Andy, if you could come up and bring the voice of IUPUI with you.
Thank you so much, President Whitten. This is a big day in the history of an extraordinary institution, one that many of us are exceptionally proud of, and one whose future is very, very bright. I've been at IUPUI for 23 of its 52 years as a professor, as a law school dean, and now as interim chancellor. I have seen literally thousands of our alumni go on to achieve distinction in every imaginable profession, and our faculty continually excel in teaching, research, and service. As you heard, 52 years ago, legendary Mayor and later Senator Richard Lugar led a movement that arose out of a conviction that Indianapolis needed and deserved a world-class university campus. And for 52 years, that's exactly what we've built. And I promise you, that's what we'll continue to deliver. I view today as a celebration of that achievement as we envision an even greater future built on the foundation of everything that has come before. Our goal is nothing less than having one of the preeminent urban research university campuses across the country. We'll remain dedicated to the people of the state, and especially those of our capital city, just as we will remain committed to fostering an accessible, affordable, and inclusive campus for students of all backgrounds. And we'll continue our enduring and evolving partnership with Purdue. Let me emphasize that what we've announced today is a vision. Changing that vision into reality will require the active participation of our faculty, our staff, our students, and other stakeholders. We know there are going to be questions along the way, and we're going to work together to find those answers with opportunity for input, feedback, and conversation. As President Whitten noted in her remarks, the next 2 years will be a crucially important period of transformation. We're going to be assembling working groups to identify and address issues that will enable a smooth transition, not only to make the realignment work in the short term, but also to make the vision a reality in the long term. I know that together we can build a future worthy of our past and that of the state and the community we serve. Thank you very much, and I would now like to welcome back to the podium President Whitten and President Daniels to take some questions from the media. Presidents?
So I think maybe our friends from the media should have the first shot, and then we'll be around to talk to anybody who doesn't understand 100% of what they just heard.
Steve Brown from Fox 59. Help educate, please.
That's the business we're in.
Yes, sir.
Come to the right place.
Yes, sir. By changing the name in 2 years, how does that enhance the market for this university that's been around for 50 years?
They have a name, and we haven't picked one yet. Well, I'll just go first. Purdue University was the only university in the country last year selected, along with the Amazons and Apples and a host of big companies, as having a so-called brand that matters. We think our reputation is as strong as it's ever been. Applications from out of state have tripled in the last few years. So I sort of like the reputation that we bring into this. And again, the students who will apply or who will choose to spend some of their time here know they have chosen Purdue University. So I think we don't feel that we have a particular challenge in establishing anything new, simply transferring what I hope is a strong reputation and goodwill from the, as we say, the mothership in West Lafayette.
You know, I would add to that, first wanting to acknowledge and be grateful truly for the extraordinary contribution that Purdue does in our state and our nation and beyond in engineering and tech-related fields, and we're very excited for that to remain in Indianapolis on our campus. But I also think it's important to acknowledge that at IUPUI, there's approximately a little over 27,000 students, and with the new configuration, about 25,000 of those students would be earning Indiana University degrees anyway. And so Indiana University Indianapolis gives us the opportunity to start with the wonderful base that was created 52 years ago, and now to project 50 years ahead about where we want to be and what we want to do for the city and the state, and to build appropriately and to build recognition of a world-class urban university, IU Indianapolis.
Mickey Shuey with the Indianapolis Business Journal. President Whitten, could you please break down how this will work on the athletic side? Will it be similar to the situation that was in Fort Wayne when IPFW split, where Indiana University students either had to change degrees or transfer elsewhere to continue playing in their college youth athletics?
So we have a number of task force. We actually have 9 so far that have been identified that will be launching after today, identifying chairs and launching, that will be comprised of full teams of people. And one of those task force is an athletic task force. So it would be premature of me to act like I had answers to that. We certainly will continue with the robust competitive teams that play at IUPUI, soon to be IU Indianapolis. We'll remain, of course, in the Horizon League. That's the plan as well. And our hope is that we'll find a way for everyone to be included, but we've got to figure all that out.
Thank you.
Will this change have any effect on the tuition of students going to school in Indianapolis? And either campus or either?
Again, to be determined, but I will say, Purdue University, the students who come here will be paying Purdue tuition, whatever it happens to be, in 2 years. You may know that it's lower than it used to be, or tuition's the same and the other costs are less. We'll keep trying to do that. There may or may not be, it may or may not be appropriate, given the extra value and extra features that we imagine at our new urban campus. There might be some fee attached to that, but no decisions have been made. And all I can say is I know that our board and our new president will remain committed to affordability as we have been.
I would give the same answer, and I would commend Purdue for really important work in the last decade in trying to control and manage costs to go to college, and emphasize we actually have an active task force at Indiana University right now that is looking at tuition and fees and coming up with a philosophy in the future for us to be successful in minimizing college costs as well.
Susan Orr with the Indianapolis Business Journal. This, I think, is a question for President Whitten. I think I heard you say that this would give an opportunity for both the Kelly School and IU Luddy to maybe expand their local reach in Indiana. I was wondering if you could expand at all on what that might involve.
Well, again, today's announcement day, lots and lots of work to do in the coming year to figure out the answers to those questions. But, we do know that we have a remarkable school of business, the Kelly School. I know many of you are familiar with it because so many of you hire our graduates, and we are so grateful for that as well. But one of the things that we want to expand is the opportunity for our Kelly students in Bloomington and in Indianapolis to be able to come while they're students and work in your organizations, have internship opportunities or research opportunities with your corporations and organizations. And so that will be one way we're hoping to expand, really build up with the business community. And the same with the School of Informatics, and really expanding those offerings for students as well.
Erica Heron, the Indianapolis Star. You guys have talked about wanting to, educate more workers for biosciences fields, health sciences. Are you concerned that the state's political landscape will make that difficult? We've heard some employers, recently talk about their concerns with that.
Thanks, Mitch.
I'm not. I think the academic offerings, I think that's what students are looking for first and foremost, and I think that those are going to improve on both ends here. I see a steady escalation, really, of both the numbers and the quality of students who will take advantage of this opportunity. And if we can link them successfully, as is our full intent, and I use also more successfully than in the past, with work opportunities while they're studying, it'll be up to the companies to make them feel welcome, but I bet they do.
We're also optimistic, particularly with the opportunity to assume the College of Science and all the science-related degrees. The opportunity to expand research from that school that's directly tied with our medical school and our nursing school and our dental school and others, as well as our other health fields, we think will be a wonderful opportunity and pipeline for students studying the sciences to then move into professional degrees in health as well. So we see great opportunity.
Well, I think we can thank everyone for coming.
Not quite.
Okay, no thanks.
No. Well, thank you for coming. 1 second. So it has truly been such a pleasure to work with President Daniels, and I know we still have half a year to go, and I'm going to truly enjoy every minute of it. But one of the things that that President and I have done a little bit in the past years is start to have a little bit of fun with each other with gifts, and we kind of take turns. And I think it's my turn. So we have a gift for you, sir, in commemoration of today. You have to take it out. You have to look at it.
If I told you that the last two gifts are at Goodwill, would you be upset? Well, I'll take the, I'll accept and keep this one with pride in honor of today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. My apologies for the temperature, but this really was hot news. And so, on behalf of the Indiana Chamber of Commerce and the Indy Chamber of Commerce, we thank you. We are honored to be able to host this announcement, and I just foresee great things for the campus, the programs, the city of Indianapolis, in particular in central Indiana, and the state as a whole. So thank you all again. Have a great weekend.